By Hollywood standards, the producer power couple Mark Burnett and Roma Downey are about as big as it gets. But not when you compare them to the subject matter of their new feature film, Son of God. Sheldon Neal asked what truth they hope to reveal in making the film.
One of the most interesting moments I thought about this movie, and it's a picture that is world-renowned, The Last Supper. And what I thought your take was interesting on it was it didn't just show 12 guys, but it was 12 guys who had a relationship. And I thought that was really interesting. Even Jesus' betrayal, he knew it was going to be Judas, but you could still see there's a love there. How important was it for you to really nail in that portrayal the unconditional love of Jesus to audiences?
Well, I think the unconditional love is the key, you know, and we see it time and again throughout the movie, how Jesus shows up for each of them. And it's in that unconditional loving of them, when he calls Matthew, for instance, the quality with which Matthew feels seen and loved perhaps for the first time in his life, that it just so disarms him, that he's immediately forgiven and seen and welcomed. And we see that play out in the Last Supper. Jesus knows that Judas is going to betray him, yet Judas is still allowed to remain at the table.
You touch on the idea of truth, and that's something that our society is always in search for. I mean, even in the everyday examples, you know, do I look fat in these jeans? Or, you know, what's the meaning of life? We're always pursuing the idea of truth. And one of my favorite scenes in the film, we're about to take a look at, you tackle the idea of truth. Let's take a look at that.
So, are you a king to be?
My kingdom is not of this world. If it were, my servants would fight my wrest.
You are a king, then?
You say that I am a king. I have been born and come into the world to testify to the truth. Everyone on the side of truth listens to me.
Truth. What is truth?
What truth do you want and hope to reveal to those who see this film?
There's a lot to be said in the scene we've just seen, you know, about leaders, political leaders. Pilate knew Jesus wasn't guilty. Pilate also didn't even understand what the word truth was, or what truth was. And so if you think about what happened there, Pilate made a politically short-term expedient choice to kill Jesus, thinking it would give him a short-term solution in politics. There was even a scene later when Pilate tells Claudia, don't worry about it. It'll all be forgotten in a week. I hope leaders see this and realize, while it may be more difficult in the short run to follow truth and do the right thing politically, in the long term, it's the only solution.
Thank you both so much. Wonderful film. Awesome job.
Thank you.
And you know, we just want to really encourage February 28th, everyone get out there and go and see this film, and take people with you who you love, who you feel could use more time with Jesus. This film is a film. It's also a fantastic tool to use for the church and to spread love. We've made it lovingly. We want you to use it lovingly. Go see it and tell other people about it.
Thank you so much, Bo. Thank you so much. Lorna, back to you.
When we return, my perspective on the Son of God and the idea of Jesus on the big screen.
If only there was a way you could join the conversation, say a phone number or electronic mail or even maybe social media. Why don't you check it out?
I love going to the movies with friends or family, but here's why I'm taking everyone I can to see Son of God. I'm hooked on story, but especially a supernatural story. After 20 years in journalism, I've seen a lot of great stories come and go. Much gets forgotten, but for over 2,000 years, this story of Jesus only gets bigger. The truth of Jesus is the most important idea in all of history. Jesus is the link to the human race being in relationship with the supreme God. So when that idea goes to the movies, I'm going too. Yes, I've had an advanced screening of the movie Son of God, and it's great. It gripped me. What you will see is a recreation of eyewitness encounters people had with Jesus. The movie is an excellent literacy tool on real history. In my book club, we have the whole 10-hour DVD set of the Downey Burnett Bible series. You can email us for a copy of that. But for a great stop at the movies, take a friend to see Son of God. For all of us, I'm Lorna Dueck. Thanks for watching. Join us next week as we explore life beyond the headlines.